Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 10 minutes. Please maintain a social distance while in the marquee. Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 5 minutes. Please wear your face mask if you are unable to maintain social distance. Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 2 minutes.
Graduates, family, friends, very warm welcome, and it's my pleasure to declare this graduate celebration open.
Good afternoon. I'm Richard Black. I'm head of the College of Social Sciences, and it's a great pleasure also for me to welcome you all as we meet to celebrate the achievements of our students who are graduating this summer. And I should say right from the start, this is a really select gathering. We have not been hit by the pandemic, the pingdemic. The School of Education is a school with many postgraduate students, and this is primarily an undergraduate ceremony, hence the very select and exclusive nature of the occasion. Also, let me say, first of all, congratulations to all of our graduates. You did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, this is not a normal degree ceremony, but then these are not normal times. The global pandemic has impacted all of our lives in ways that we could never have imagined over the last 18 months. You've adapted, you've persevered, you've shown more resilience, ingenuity, and tenacity than any graduating cohort before you. We are proud that you have dealt with all of that and achieved your degrees. Graduations are a defining moment in the university's calendar, and in the years to come, you will see your graduation as a defining moment in your lives. That's why it matters that we're holding this celebration on campus. The events and activities we are hosting today demonstrate the value we place on you and your achievements. Whether you're graduating with an undergraduate, postgraduate, or research degree, you will enjoy this opportunity to be reunited with each other, to share your successes with friends and family, to put on your robes, and to recognize and reflect on your achievements. This may not be an ordinary graduation ceremony, but this has not been an ordinary year. During the pandemic, the university community has stepped up and played its part in the nation's response to the crisis. Our researchers have developed new tests to detect COVID, new medical interventions for those suffering from it, and have contributed to the understanding of the disease and its social, economic, and political impacts, so we might better deal with it. Our School of Education has worked closely with local schools throughout the West Midlands to support them through the pandemic. And you have all played a part too, through social distancing and self-isolating, through to supporting vulnerable members of the community in Selly Oak, distributing food and medicine to those most in need, volunteering in hospitals and helping neighbours. You are extraordinary people, and we're here to celebrate your achievements. You came to the University of Birmingham because you wanted to come to a great place of learning. You wanted to test yourselves. You wanted to equip yourselves for the next phase of your life. Your experience will not have been what you were expecting, but you stand here today having overcome all barriers and having achieved your goals nonetheless. While you have studied with us, you have enriched our community and hopefully made new friends and explored new horizons. As you graduate this summer, you graduate as an enriched person, someone of high achievement, someone who's tested themselves and succeeded. Now, these degree celebrations in a tent in the Green Heart are a first for us at the university. But this is a university of firsts. This was the first campus university in the UK, the first to incorporate a medical school and to allow women to take medical degrees, the first to create a women's hall of residence. More recently, we were the first university to open a university training school, to pioneer new ways to train teachers and model what an inclusive, publicly funded secondary school can be. Perhaps today represents a first for you. Let me particularly congratulate those of you who are the first in your families to graduate. I myself am from the first generation of my family to go to university, and some 30 years on, I know the difference that it has made for myself and my family. Today is most of all a day to tell stories, the individual stories of each of you, the students of all ages, backgrounds and nationalities who animate this great university. Each of you represent an individual chapter written into the history of the university. All of you will have your own unique and personal story of what it has taken for you to get here and the challenges that you have faced and overcome. So tell those stories to each other, to your family, friends and supporters. At the end of the day, what is a university without its students? Each of you here can feel extraordinarily proud of what you have accomplished. I hope you'll be proud too that you've graduated from our School of Education and the College of Social Sciences. I don't need to tell you that education has been massively hit by the pandemic, affecting both your learning and the learning of millions of school children across the country and indeed the world. There is a huge post-pandemic task both to recover lost learning but also to capitalise on some of the digital and other innovations that we've seen over the past 18 months. As many, perhaps most of you, go on to work in the education sector, or indeed return there, you could not have a more important task. Today marks the end of one kind of relationship with the university and the start of a new one. Today you become a member of a distinguished family, a family with over 300,000 members in more than 170 countries around the world, the alumni of the University of Birmingham. Our alumni engage in an astonishing array of projects and professions, and we look forward to hearing about your own professional achievements and successes in the years to come. Do please stay in touch with us and tell us what you are doing. You and those who are with you have many reasons to be proud today. We share in that pride, and in that spirit of pride and accomplishment, I now hand over to Dr. Ian McGimpsey to continue this celebration event. Thank you.
Thank you, Pro Vice-Chancellor. It's my great pleasure to announce the winners of this year's School of Education prizes. The School of Education Undergraduate First Year Prize is awarded to the student who has the highest overall mark in the first year of the BSc Psychology in Education, BA Education and Joint Honours undergraduate programmes. This year, the prize is awarded to Bethany Joy. The School of Education Undergraduate Second Year Prize is awarded to the student who has the highest overall mark in the second year of the BSc Psychology in Education, BA Education and Joint Honours undergraduate programmes. And this year, the prize is awarded to Bao Ki Zhai. The School of Education Undergraduate Third Year Prize is awarded in recognition of outstanding achievement combining both academic achievement and citizenship by a student graduating from the BA Education and Joint Honours Education programmes. This year the prize is awarded jointly to Lucy Hoy and Jessica Reddington. The Elizabeth M. Cadbury Prize in Education is awarded to the students who achieve the highest average grade in written assessment work on the ITE primary and ITE secondary courses, with one award for each course. This year, the prize is awarded to Sophie Barrett for ITE Secondary English, and to Flora Lucas for ITE Primary Maths. The Clarence Greig Prize is awarded to the two students on the primary ITE and secondary ITE programmes who will contribute well in lectures, are supportive of peers, and achieve an outstanding profile across the teaching standards. The prizes go to Daniel Healy for ITE Secondary Education Physical Education, and to Daniel Archer for Primary Special Educational Needs Schools Direct with Chadsgrove School. The George Cadbury Prize in Education is awarded to the student with the highest quality thesis for the degree of PhD or Ed.D. This year, the prize is awarded to Jane Gatley, and the George Cadbury Prize in Education is also awarded this year to Adam Matthews. That concludes the prize giving, and congratulations to all of our prize winners. And I now hand over to our student representative, Khadija Tariq.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start by saying I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the graduating cohort of 2021 of the School of Education. Now, if we think about where we were a decade from today, or 5 years ago, even just a couple of years ago, and where we stand today as graduates from one of the most prestigious universities in the country, we have something to celebrate and be proud of, because that is no small accomplishment. Today, we gather here to celebrate the completion of our degrees, but also to celebrate something much bigger: the passion, the determination, and the courage that this group of people have shown over the past few years, especially over the last year, in the face of such adversity as the last year during the COVID pandemic has presented us. The memories, the experiences, and the friendships that we have formed will forever stay with us, and we will take that into the next chapters of our lives. Because without any of these memories or these experiences, this degree is just a piece of paper. What we have experienced, what we have learned, has made us into the established individuals that we are today. Although at times this has seemed a long and testing journey, we still kept going, because we kept the faith and we believed in ourselves. Now, as students of education, many of us will go on to work with children and young people. We will not only determine our own futures, but be responsible and have the opportunity to influence the generations after us. We cannot know what the future holds, but I know that our time here at Birmingham has prepared us to face whatever lies ahead and to achieve the goals that we have set ourselves. On behalf of everyone graduating today, I would also like to thank the parents, friends, and family that have supported us throughout this process, and without whom we would not be here today. I would also like to extend my gratitude towards the staff and the academics at the School of Education for their continuous support and for welcoming us into this family that we have become today and that we shall not forget soon. Once again, congratulations, and I hope that you can achieve whatever it is you set your mind to. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those very appropriate, uplifting and generous remarks. As Professor Black said, we are a smaller group, and I'd like to do two things first. One is we are being live recorded and live relayed, and we are being recorded for delayed, as it were, transmission. And we're joined by a number of our international students, and I want to congratulate them as well as congratulate those who are able to celebrate here on campus. The second thing I'd like to do, because if we were doing this traditionally in the Great Hall as a graduation, the presenting officer would present those who have completed doctoral studies and announce the title of their graduate dissertations. And some of you will now be getting very anxious, because in this more informal setting, I'm going to ask those of you who are wearing doctoral robes to speak very loudly, to say who you are, and just to give the title or the brief summary of your research. And you know I'm looking straight at you, so set the tone. Tell us who you are and just tell us what your doctorate's in. Great, thank you. Now then, we're going to go across in an arc and then we go to the back. So you're next. Don't look behind you. No, it's you. Oh, you're a member of staff. I'm sorry, I can't see. So the next person who is not a member of staff who I should recognise, who is, yes. Great. Have I missed anybody? Yes. Nobody else is graduating with a doctorate? Yes. Great. Well, look, I wanted to do that to give you a chance just to share with us something of what you've achieved through your doctoral studies. Because this is a place of research and it's a place of education. And we give equal value to our research and to our education. And to those who are graduating with doctorates, congratulations on the contribution that you've made to knowledge and to understanding. And congratulations to the difference, actually, your research is going to make to the prospects of young people and prospects in education and society. Many of you now are going to go on to work, as Professor Black was saying, with young people. Young people who have experienced this pandemic in a way which is searing and dislocated, the consequence of which we don't yet know for many of those young people. So always those who go out from the School of Education to work in different ways with young people, with the next generations, have a special responsibility. You, I think, given the circumstances we're in, given what will be the enduring legacy of the pandemic, have a very special responsibility. You're well equipped to meet those challenges. You're well equipped to make those contributions. You're well equipped because of the quality of your education here, the quality of the teaching. You're well equipped because of the resources that have gone in to your education. But you're well equipped too because you have shown a very particular resilience. You have faced this unique pandemic. You have adjusted the way you live your lives. You've adjusted the way you studied. You've been able to make and sustain friendships in different ways. So you have lived with the pandemic just as those who you will work with and support have lived with the pandemic. So have faith in yourself, have faith in your qualification, have faith in your resilience. Because as we come out of this pandemic hesitantly, unevenly, uncertainly, we do know that the next few years are going to be quite different from the 2020s we'd imagined. They're going to be a decade of rebuilding. They're going to be a decade of discovering new ways. They're going to be a decade where we learn to rebuild. They're going to be a decade where we reach out. And no one is more important than that next generation. Because the next generation will be those who bear the weight, bear the enduring consequences of what we have all lived through. But as well as confronting a future with confidence, I hope that you will also look back at your time here at Birmingham, impacted though it has been by the pandemic, with affection, with a sense of achievement, and with a sense that Birmingham will remain a crucially important part of your lives, a crucially important part of your professional, your intellectual, and your social formation. This university is a great community. It's a community now of nearly 350,000 alumni across the university. It's a global community. It's a community of great diversity. And it's a community which is constantly challenging itself, constantly refreshing itself, and constantly seeking to contribute in new ways. And going back to what many of you will do, many of you will have a crucial role in helping young people to frame their ambition. And the framing of ambition is critically important. It's critically important to young people achieving for themselves. But the framing of ambition is also critically important to opening possibilities. This university has a very proud tradition of reaching out to find talent, reaching out to find aspiration, reaching out to find those who can find and fulfill themselves in this university. So please be part of that great ambassadorial effort from this university. This is a university which is open. It's open to all who have the ambition, the ability, and the desire to succeed in a great place of learning. And as you go out, please go out and enjoy the celebrations around the campus. Please enjoy the time that you are having with family and friends who've supported you through your time here at Birmingham. But go out too, remembering the university's motto. You see it around the campus. Per ardua ad alta. Through labours, through efforts to high things. Your labours have brought you high things, the degrees that we are celebrating together this afternoon. Your labours will take you to still higher things in the future. And as you go on to continue to achieve, you go on with our best wishes, you go on with our admiration, you go on with our expectation, and you go on knowing that our best hopes rest on your shoulders. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for all you've contributed. Enjoy the rest of today. I now declare this graduate celebration closed.